Name one person that's never gone through a trial or a life-changing event. Just one person. Can you think of anyone? I didn't think so. That's because every person in the world has trials of various sizes and durations. Nobody is exempt from this truth. We cannot change that fact, but what we can determine is how it will affect us. Take me for an example. My biggest trial was going through stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma at the age of 21. I was near death many times, and my wife and I were never sure how the battle was going to end. I was in a constant state of desperation, exhaustion, pain, and sadness. My wife and I shed a lot of tears together. Most of my sadness was for her. I couldn't imagine leaving her in such a grief-filled state. I wanted relief from the pain and suffering, and I was becoming very desperate for it. But there is good news. The truly wonderful thing about going through cancer and chemotherapy is the growth that had occurred. I don't mean the growth that was in my chest or my spine. I mean the growth growing closer to my wife and the newly forged outlook on life that had been shaped inside me. Now don't get me wrong. This was not something that just happened overnight, the miraculous smack on the head. I still strayed to the negatives often, but the key for me was not to dwell on them. Without a catalyst such as my cancer to speed up the amazing growth that had happened with me and my wife, it might have taken years or even decades for the same result. I believe something can be gained from every experience, good and bad. It takes holding the situation in a different light or finding the right angle. Someone once told me there is no such thing as a bad example. There's just good examples of what not to do. Everything is a learning opportunity if one chooses it to be. So what have we learned? We can't avoid the trials and tribulations of life, but we can decide, to some degree, how they will affect us. Will you choose your outlook to be through a negative or positive perspective? In either case, will you grow from the opportunities or wither away from the hardships?